and on the Pittsburgh Financial District, Ellie the Sniper chapter. Man, this is so hard. I keep on just falling into the same traps, allowing myself to be seduced into the same temptations, and paying the price. Because there are some things that you just can't do in this chapter, even though you think you might be able to get by with it.
He's gotta be wrong. About the crew being dead. There must be some tourists taking out the entire crew.
So, if you've seen any of the other tutorials by people far better at this than I am, you'll know that this section is particularly hard because most people don't realize that there are basically 3 waves of bad guys. The first wave is the one that I'm going through right now, obviously, and if you do it the same way every time, it's pretty predictable. I'm not saying the way that I'm doing it necessarily is the only way. I've seen a lot of other people online play it differently, but I know the timing on this, and I find it's hard to imitate somebody else's timing. If you've only seen the video, my memory just isn't good enough to do exactly what they do, the same speed and everything, so that things work out. And the way the AI works is that if you don't do it the same way, things will change, and usually not for the better. So I know this guy always, when he comes back, he always stands in front of this it's a lemonade iced tea canister, and he always waits for me there to take him out. There's always the scissors there. He always has the rag. There's always the first aid kit. And the next thing is to get the sniper. It's hard to time this just right, but if you can.
Who's out there?
Oh. I'm not going to do this again. Now, they may send a guy here to check on you, and sometimes he will come through and sometimes he won't. Sometimes he just gets that far and then he turns around, so you don't want to let him So that's 3 of the 7. I thought that doing that kind of would screw up the rest of the entire sequence here, but it doesn't really. Everybody else is pretty much the same. If you go down here now, you just used up the time where you usually would have had to wait for the guy to come. He'd probably walk through that door any second. There he is. This guy's another guy who just kind of stands there looking at the wall. I don't understand that, but now there is a Firefly note in here. You can either get this now or get this later. It's kind of a gruesome thing here. So what did I say? That was 4. I may have already altered the AI just by the fact that I did draw attention to myself, because somewhere they now know I'm out there. Seem to have gotten rid of that guy. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've gotten 5 of them. So they're just 2 more in this first section. And ideally, if I get the first 5 done with, there would be 2 that end up there. They spawn right there. This guy comes around here. He's always the same place. Now, if you do start a war, you are almost certain to lose unless you're a far better player than I am, because there are now, after you get this one guy here, there are 8 more, and they will all come after you at once, and they will hunt you down and come from unexpected areas. So we need to get this guy. We need to get this guy, ideally. You'd like to get him right before he you want to get him before he gets through that concrete part, because if he gets beyond that, I think that does. Yeah, see, I don't think you can.
Cool, man. All right? Take it easy.
That may have been enough to alert his pals. We'll see them coming out of there if they were alerted. They don't. I don't think I've ever seen them coming out this way, so we may be okay. Okay, so far so good. Okay, this is the classic situation now. Now see those 2 guys there? The idea is to draw them out. You can take those 2 guys out, and then you're going to have 2 more that are directly on the far opposite side. And they will wait for you. So what you do now here is take your brick.
Hey, did you hear that? It came from over there.
And he'll just send 1 guy out to find you, which is good. Okay, so now we've got 7. You can see way on the other side. See those guys over there? They're waiting for you. It's easier just to take this guy out now. He's looking the other way. And if you do, kind of in stealth mode. They're not. He's not going to see you, so that's cool. Now we have 6 left. Now the thing here is that these other 2 guys are on the other side, and then there are 4 who are back there. So the objective now is to take the other 2 guys out. So either I'm going to die the usual death that I die here every time, or I'll show you how you take the 2 there, and then you're left with the 4 that are behind that gate. That was kind of gutsy, I think. I don't have... Damn it, I don't have a brick. That was pretty stupid. Alright. But now I did learn one thing here, is that you can save yourself another second.
Hey, what was that? Be careful. Oh my God.
That was not what I wanted to do.
Find out before he gets away. Check out this area. You, check over there.
I was so close!
Asshole should have known better. If you're gonna steal, you better make sure you get away with it. Right? I would have done.